One of our favorites. Here's Erik Charles Nielsen, everybody. Erik.
Some comics file their jokes away in folders. I only own 2 folders. One of them is labeled Plots to Destroy the World. The other one is labeled Teen Angst Poetry. But it doesn't contain teen angst poetry. It contains plots to destroy the world! The one labeled Plots to Destroy the World actually contains plots to take over the world. It's misdirection. Another example of misdirection is how you think this is a joke about folders and taking over the world. It's actually a joke about drag queens. None of you were expecting that. No, I'm not a drag queen myself. I'm concerned for them. I just want to say to them, listen, guys, you can't all be queens. Do you know nothing of political science? If you want to be queens, you have to rule over somebody, some kind of drag peasants. Nobility, drag baronesses, drag countesses, drag duchesses. One queen per region. And then you can have wars. But enough of that topical material. I graduated from college recently, and ever since then I've been pursuing stand-up comedy with a vengeance. And not just because stand-up comedy killed my father. Because I have a rare condition which makes me practically unemployable. I majored in English. So, I'm a virgin. Yes, I am a virgin, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that! Unless you happen to be me. But I've been thinking about it, and I think I figured out what the problem is. You see, girls don't like me. Now, I had a girlfriend once. I don't think she knew. Read about girls. One of the things I always read about girls is that they like bad boys. Which is unfair. Because I'm better than them. I am a mediocre boy. Yeah, what are these bad boys doing that's so bad anyway? You know, stealing things, but they're out at the meat store stealing meat, and meat paraphernalia, loitering on a farm, throwing rocks and other rocks, and I won an argument last week about predestination and free will using completely specious reasoning. Do I get no credit for that? You know what's really terrible? Everything. I suffer from depression. But not the bad kind of depression. Yeah. I've never been so depressed I wanted to kill myself. I have been so depressed I wanted to sleep 12 hours a day, eat too much, and not go to work. Which is way better than what I do when I'm not depressed. Don't get me wrong, I have contemplated suicide, but only when I was really happy. And even then, just to mess with people's heads. They'd be like, what the hell was that? He was happy! They'd be wondering if I was like murdered or had some kind of secret or something. And like 20 years later, I'd say, no, there was no reason, you're a bunch of suckers! Except I'd be dead. Some of my friends say I think too much. They're wrong. Because I know people who think too much. And I think less than those people. Approximately 37.82% less, if my calculations are correct. You know, but my friends, I don't even listen to my friends, because my friends are a bunch of jerks. I don't like them. Like, they like, the other day, my friend was telling me this story about how, you know, he's like, I was walking down the street the other day, and I saw J.D. Salinger. You know, J.D. Salinger was like hiding behind a thing and carrying a chicken under his arm. And J.D. Salinger says to me, "Hey, you there, would you like to buy this chicken?" And I say, "No, J.D. Salinger, I don't want to buy your chicken. I have no use for a chicken. This is obviously a fake story. I don't have any friends." I want to say a few words about Donkey Kong. In the first Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong, this evil gorilla kidnaps a woman and climbs to the top of a construction site with her. And you play as Mario, who has to climb up after them and rescue her. In the second Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong Jr., Mario has kidnapped the gorilla and taken him to the jungle. And you play as Donkey Kong's son, who has to rescue his father. The two games cancel each other out. If you play both of them, you've done nothing. You know, then there's like Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo, where Donkey Kong is living on an island with a bunch of other gorillas, and they're being threatened by evil crocodiles. Mario isn't even there. You know what this proves? The people at Nintendo subscribe to Jean-Jacques Rousseau's theory of the noble savage. You see, Donkey Kong is innately good. But when exposed to the corrupting influence of civilized society, as represented by the construction site, he goes berserk! Crocodiles, on the other hand, are naturally evil. So, have any of you guys even play video games? I got some advice for you. I recently bought this one game. It was terrible. I would advise you all to steer clear of Emily Bronte's Extreme Wuthering 2006. This is the same Wuthering we saw in the 2005 and 2004 version. You know, I hope Emily Bronte had no idea what a shoddy product this was before. She's not going to let her name to it. Feel betrayed. In closing, I'm bothered by that song, "It's Raining Men." Because if it were really raining men, they'd be crashing through roofs and landing on pedestrians and splattering into jelly all over the sidewalks. And yet the song is like, hallelujah, it's raining men. Nonsense. If you ask me, a better title for that song would be, "It's Raining Death!" Horrible, inescapable death! In the form of men. Thank you, you've been a wonderful audience.